Good morning, Stampers. I'm Meg from LovenStamps, and this is Maker Mornings with Meg. I'm happy to see you on this fabulous Friday. Yay! And I realized that I shared one last Friday with you too, but I'm going to show you another Garden Wishes card from the LovenStamps monthly tutorials for the month of April. Hey, Sue. The one I showed last Friday was this pop-up easel card. Lots of fun with these amazing dies from the Garden Wishes bundle, and the a little bit of ombre here at the bottom. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Pam. And I am excited to show you a much bigger ombre card this time that really makes the most of blending brushes, which I don't know if you saw that I posted yesterday. These babies are back on orderable status. I could not be happier for this. Anyway, they are back ordered right now as of this posting, but you can order them and they're projected to be back in stock for shipping the week of April 19th, so it shouldn't be too long to wait for them. So if you've been looking at all my blending brush videos and just like kicking yourself because you really wished you had them, go order them now. Link is in the video description and you can have those when they come. So, and if you had some that were on back order before they went off availability, then those know that those should be shipping in a couple weeks too. So, oh my gosh, we have like a party on this Friday. Let's see. Hey, Deborah and Tanya and Trish and Cindy, Suzanne. So much fun. So, my other Friday celebration is I got my second COVID vaccine yesterday. Woo, woo. So I'm really excited about that. And I feel pretty much great today. So anyway, moving on to our card making. You guys ready? I'm going to go ahead and flip you down this direction so that we can see what's going on. And like I said, we're going to be using Garden Wishes as our super fabulous stamp set. So all about like summer for this set, I think. It is a great one with the dandelions and so forth. And I know some of us battle dandelions in our lawn, depending, I guess, on where you live in the country. But man, they're really kind of cute. So they kind of make me remember being a little kid and like blowing those dandelion white dandelion seeds everywhere. And now as an adult, I see that and I'm like, oh my gosh, stop, don't blow those in our lawn. But anyway, these guys are kind of cute. So blending brushes. We are going to create this ombre background. One of the things that I really was sad to see retire from the Celebration mini catalog when Celebration ended at the end of February was that ombre paper. Did you guys love that? Hey Kim, hey Jan. Yeah, that paper was gorgeous. It only came in 4 colors though, so if it didn't come in the color you wanted, you were kind of out of luck. And now that it's retired, we can't get it anyway. We're kind of out of luck again. So at this point, I am excited. Sorry, I'm getting my stuff set here. I'm excited to recreate that look, and you can do it with blending brushes in any color that you like, okay? So we are going to start with these pieces here. These, like I said, are part of a LovenStamps tutorial for the month of April. So you get the 4 cards tutorials. Here's this one and this one, which opens this way, and that easel pop-up. Those are the tutorials that you get for placing an order in my online stores, my customer thank you, during the month of April. And then if your order is $50 or more, which is kind of easy to do with all the fabulous specials on the retiring list, you actually get 2 card kits. So you'll get all the materials for this card in the mail and this card in the mail. You'll just have to provide your stamps and ink, but all the other pieces will be there die cut and so forth. So, all right, so we are using Bumblebee for our color here. I just realized I'm missing my Memento Black. I'll have to pull that out. But I'm going to give you some instructions on making blended background papers. So when I use my blending brushes, you may have heard me say I like to wipe. So I just wipe on my ink pad to pick up ink, and then I brush on my paper in a circular motion. So wipe, circle, circle, wipe, circle, circle, wipe, circle, circle. All right, now, when I want an ombre, I'll kind of keep this here so we can see where we're going for. I want an ombre paper to be darkest at the bottom and then go light towards the top. I always want to start my brushing at the very, very bottom. So I'm going to do this, and now since I have a base started there, instead of always, you know, just circling down here at the bottom, I'm going to start moving my circle up as I go. But right after I ink, the first place my brush contacts is always down there at the bottom, okay? Because that's gonna keep our ink densest on the bottom. Now, if you look at this, it's really uneven, right? I've got a lot of spots and so forth. Don't worry too much about that. You can always deepen the color to take some of that spottiness out, okay? And what I wanna try and do is make sure that when I get my brush all the way up to the top of our cardstock, it's pretty much wiped out. So there's almost no ink left in it. So that's gonna help me keep that color sparse at the top and even, because you can't really, if you want the color to be light, you can't keep going over it because you keep adding color. All right, so now I have the top kind of set where I want it, and a little bit in here, I'm gonna deepen the color at the bottom. So then I'm gonna come back and just keep applying. So the nice thing about brushing, blending brush ombre like this is that you just keep layering as you go, okay? All right, now the other thing that's really forgiving about this card design is that you don't have to worry too much, because a lot of your card is going to get covered up by the other designs. I just got fingers on it. Well, that's disappointing. Okay, make sure when you grab your pad, you don't get these like smudges on here. All right, so I'm gonna show you a couple different choices to fix that. So one choice would be to flip it over and just start again. Another choice would be to cut this down, so make it narrower. But if I do that, then my greeting isn't gonna fit quite as well. Maybe I'll do this and put this up a little higher. I think that will be my solution, okay. And then maybe I'll put another little ladybug on it. I was listening to a call last night for Stampin' Up's On Tour, which is a demonstrator sort of regional training event that was done virtually. It was excellent. So if you're a demonstrator signed up to go to On Tour later in the month of April, know that it's gonna be fabulous. You're gonna love it. Take lots of notes. There were some great things shared. If you're not a demonstrator, you could sign up. So the new catalog's coming, pre-orders are available for demonstrators right now. I have a whole box of new catalog products to break out. Anyway, lots of good things are coming, and I would love to talk to you more about being a demonstrator. So I know some of you guys who watch all the time would make excellent demonstrators, even if you are just interested in the discounts. So things to think about, right guys? Okay, oh, I still am gonna need that. All right, so stamps that are gonna come in. Oh, anyway, the reason I mentioned that, scattered much, is that somebody said that they have a sign outside their studio that says something along the lines of, it's not a mistake, it's just an opportunity for embellishment. And I really like that. I say things like that too, so. All right, I have the wrong size block, but we'll make that work. And then I'm gonna need these little guys here. Okay. You can see all the stuff that I store inside my stamp cases. Sometimes a clear envelope is a great way to contain those pieces so they're not getting everywhere. But all right, so back to our card here, we're going to go ahead and ink up our dandelion stamp. And this is gonna be part of our background. So the first one I'm gonna do here is gonna be pretty tall. I want the bottom of the stamp to go off the bottom of my card so that it has that, that sort of continuation kind of feel. All right, oh, that's so pretty. I love the design on this stamp set. Now the next one is gonna be mostly hidden behind our greeting here, but what I do want is more of that greenery there down at the bottom, because that is gonna show under our card. And so I think I'm just gonna do the two. And you'll notice that what I did was move the first one up and then the second one down so that these two elements are not exactly the same as you look across the bottom of the card. It makes it look like one bigger stamp rather than just a repeated of the same. Okay, and then I do need this once more because I'm gonna stamp this also toward the bottom of our greeting. So I want room for my greeting to go up here, So this is gonna go underneath it. And we're going to set this here. Now, a smart move would be when you have inky fingers like that to just, I love using my chamois because it's handy. Just run your fingers across your chamois to make sure that you don't actually have that same ink that you're going to keep transferring different places. All right, and now I need to bring in my Memento Black and run this across here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp. Now, I always want to make sure this is straight. So here's my hint for making it straight. With a rubber stamp, you can't see through like photopolymer, so you're not sure whether it's a little off left or right. So I use my grid paper and I stamp on my grid paper like it's going to be exactly straight. So I'm lining up the words with the grid lines and I can see that it's not quite straight. It's a little bit cockeyed with A pointed up. So when I stamp, I'll do another test one. Instead of making it perfectly straight, I'm gonna move my A side down a teeny bit. There we go. And now I can see that my greeting is gonna be much straighter. So, okay, so I'm gonna bring this in here and do that same little angle. And there we go. Now we have our greeting with our nice straight line on it. Okay. Now I need to add some of these little babies, which are the seeds that are gonna kind of flow across here. And I'm gonna try to avoid my words just a little bit without making it obvious that I'm avoiding them. So I kind of go a little bit underneath and then a little bit kind of up to the top. Okay, so we have our layers across there. Oh yeah, Trish says I need the B up there. The color lifter, Cindy. Oh, so color lifter is great for alcohol inks. Cindy's asking about the Stampin' Blends color lifter, the square marker. It won't pick up the color from the ink pads though. So, because it's a different material, alcohol versus ink. Yeah, good idea though. It would certainly help if I had made a blurb accidentally with my alcohol markers. So, all right, I have my pieces here. I have a big important embellishments to add, one to cover up and one to layer, but I want to give you a tip for layering on my card. So this card, like this, is very pretty, I think. With a color on color, we did our bumblebee ink, our bumblebee stamping, our bumblebee cardstock. But watch what happens when I add an extra layer behind here. I'm going to layer my card onto a layer of basic black, which of course matches our ink. And then I'm gonna pop this on here. And it really helps these designs to stand out. So sometimes having a contrast layer can really jump out certain elements of your card. Here, you can see those two next to each other. So thinking about your layering when you're making card layers, you kind of see the difference between the two. This one's so much more engaging. It really helps to kind of, you know, make a frame, basically a focal point around our whole card base. Okay, so then this is going to go on here with Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, and I haven't shown you the shimmer paint yet. Gosh, I really did have inky fingers. There's stray ink on this card everywhere. Also, going to wash your hands at the sink is always a good plan for that. So, all right, so I'm covering up most of that bottom ink, which ink spot, which is going to cover that. I am bringing in my seal and layering on my black cardstock. And then I think I'm actually going to go ahead and layer this with Stampin' Dimensionals again. Since our card has this ladybug that's gonna go on the front, the ladybug trinket, I might as well just make my card kind of extra deep, because when I mail it, I'll need to add an extra stamp for the that extra ounce stamp for the bump. So I've shown you guys those before. Super easy to do, and they're only a few cents. So, okay, now before I put my ladybugs on though, I need to come back with my shimmer paint. And this is one of the retiring items. If you haven't checked the retiring list lately, I highly recommend looking it up. There are a number of things on it that are 75% off or more. The shimmer paint is one of the deeply discounted items. So you'll want to check this. And it has a little ball inside, so you just shake it. This jar of paint will last you a really long time. And my favorite way to apply it is with the water painter. So I'm just gonna hold for a second and make sure that I have enough water here on my water painter. There we go. I don't want the water painter to be dry because I don't want the shimmer paint to just, you know, suck up inside it. So I'm just gonna go in the lid here, which is easy, and grab some paint from there. And I'm gonna use this paint to paint on the dandelions. Maybe I'll do a little kind of out here on my sprig of dandelion seed spray, and then a little bit down here on the other two flowers. Okay, and then just wipe that off, run it out till the shimmer paint's gone, and your water painter will be ready for use next time, and your shimmer paint will be all set. So now there is, can you guys see the shimmer? I'm not sure how well it shows up on the dandelion here, might be. Anyway, oh, there, yeah, there was a good view of it. It's really pretty in person. And then I'm gonna take my ladybugs, and I have my mini glue dots. I haven't gotten any new ones for a while because I kind of stock up on these, but I've heard that they're on the outside of the paper now. So just pay attention if you're used to these inside ones, that you might have to kind of relearn where to find those. Okay, so there's one ladybug there for our flower, which is kind of part of my regular design. And then we're gonna pop another one on here at the top as like an extra bonus to cover up our little dot. Or you could just leave it off. I don't know, do you think it needs another ladybug now? I kind of feel like it needs 3. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna put one more on here. There we go. All right, now we have our kind of balanced ladybugs, a little less like I made a mistake and covered it up. But in any case, you can also, if you don't get ink smudges, do this version. But I kind of like it with the label in a slightly different location. So really, you can always change up your cards, adjust things. You could certainly do this card layout with lots of different stamp sets and lots of different colorways. Doesn't have to be just limited to your dandelion. So Sue, I'm glad you like the shimmery paint. And hi, Karen. Is it Karen? From Austria. It's so nice to have you join us this morning. So, all right. So I hope that that gives you some ideas for some new project ideas, really making the most of your background. So when you have a stamp that's beautiful, like this one right here, it really gives you a chance to have that stamp really show off itself and to be your main feature. And doing an ombre card like this, where that stamp is just with the ombre by itself, is a great way to make the most of those amazing art images. So remember that this stamp set, Garden Wishes, will continue into the new catalog, but the shimmer paint is retiring, and oh, I didn't tell you what the dies were from. Ouch, pinched my finger. The dies are from one of my favorite shape die sets. It is the Stitch So Sweetly dies. It's these guys here, and you can see, sorry for my messy storage, the rectangles, and then these fun extra little shape. This is a really great die set to have. So because I love the way it adds both the scallop around the edges and the stitched line on the inside. Definitely a fun one. And I've used it for all of our greetings on this month's tutorial cards. So that one and this one. There you go. So again, blending brushes back in stock. Woo, woo. And Deborah, I'm glad you like the 3 ladybugs. Sometimes things happen, right? We get inky fingers. And as it is Friday, I will wish you guys a wonderful weekend. Hope that you have some fun, crafty kinds of things planned for your time this weekend. And I look forward to seeing you again on Monday morning for another Maker Mornings with Meg tutorial. So, all right, thanks guys. Have a wonderful day. Happy stamping.